all know the story of Cinderella, right? Girl meets prince, glass slipper fits, and they live happily ever after. But what if happily ever after wasn't the end of the story? What if it was just the beginning of a whole new set of problems? Picture this. Cinderella, now a princess, is living in the palace. It sounds like a dream come true, but it's anything but. She's gone from scrubbing floors to navigating a maze of royal etiquette, political intrigue, and ladies-in-waiting who are way meaner than her stepsisters ever were. She has to learn hundreds of rules, which fork to use, how to curtsy to a duchess versus a baroness, and why you can't just say hi to the king. It's exhausting. And the prince? He's a great guy really, but he's been a prince his whole life. He doesn't understand why Cinderella misses her old life sometimes. He doesn't get why she'd rather hang out with the palace chefs than attend another stuffy royal banquet. He tries to help by buying her lavish gowns and priceless jewels, but all Cinderella really wants is a genuine conversation and maybe a day off to just be herself. Her only real friends are her old pals, the mice and birds. But now, they have to sneak into the palace to see her. Jack and Gus try to give her advice, but royal politics are a bit more complicated than dodging a cat. One time, they tried to help by rearranging the seating charts for a state dinner, and it nearly caused an international incident. Cinderella starts to feel more trapped in the castle than she ever did in her own home. At least back then, she could dream of a better life. Now, she's living the dream, and it feels like a cage, just a much prettier one. She starts to wonder if marrying the prince was a mistake. Was this really what she wanted? Or was she just swept up in the magic of it all? So, she makes a bold decision. One morning, she trades her silk gown for a simple dress, leaves a note for the prince explaining that she needs to find herself, and slips out of the palace. She doesn't run away forever, but she needs a break. She goes back to her old town, not as a princess, but just as Ella. She starts a small business, using her kindness and her way with animals to open a little animal shelter and a community garden. She finds joy not in royal decrees, but in helping people and animals. She teaches kids how to plant vegetables and finds homes for stray cats and dogs. She feels more fulfilled than she ever did wearing a crown. Meanwhile, the prince is heartbroken. He reads her note and finally understands. He realizes he fell in love with Ella, the kind, down-to-earth girl, not a perfect princess. So he leaves the palace too, not as a prince, but as a man looking for the woman he loves. He finds her in the garden, dirt on her hands and a real, genuine smile on her face. And he doesn't ask her to come back to the palace. Instead, he asks if he can help. He starts working alongside her, learning about a life outside of royal duties. They fall in love all over again, for who they truly are, not for their titles. Their new happily ever after isn't about a castle or a crown. It's about building a life together, on their own terms. They combine her community work with his resources, creating charities and programs that actually help the kingdom. They prove that true happiness isn't found in a fairy tale ending, but in the messy, beautiful, and real journey you build together. So maybe happily ever after isn't a destination. Maybe it's a choice to keep choosing each other every single day. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, And don't forget to subscribe for more stories.